So, you think your spiritual awakening is over? Guess again. What if I told you the most strange and powerful part comes after? The real shift doesn't happen during those intense moments of awakening. It happens when you think you've already arrived. This is where most people stumble. They expect peace, clarity, and a sense of completion, but what they get is something entirely different. Suddenly, the things that once fit into your life, relationships, routines, even your sense of self, feel like trying to wear clothes that have shrunk 2 sizes. It's disorienting, and you might even wonder, what now? Here's the reality. When the awakening ends, a whole new chapter begins. It's when life throws curveballs that you weren't expecting. Heightened intuition, déjà vu, intense synchronicities, and an overwhelming feeling of detachment from the world around you. But don't freak out. These are the signs of your transformation deepening. In fact, the weirdness is confirmation that you've crossed into a new reality. One where your old ways of living simply don't apply anymore. The question isn't whether you've changed, but how you'll handle this shift. How do you navigate life when it feels like you're living between 2 worlds? Here's a little secret most won't tell you. The end of your awakening is when your real growth starts. These strange experiences are the universe's way of pushing you forward. But are you ready to embrace the new? Or will you cling to what you've outgrown? Let's dive into the fascinating and strange things that happen after your spiritual awakening ends, and why this is where your true power lies. The journey of spiritual awakening is far from a one-time event. It's more like a recurring cycle, much like the seasons. Think of it like the gradual unfolding of a flower. There's no rush, no competition, just steady progress. Each phase brings its own lessons, nudging us forward while allowing space to reflect on where we've been. For instance, someone might begin by questioning their core beliefs, only to circle back to them with deeper insight after several months of reflection. It's a process that teaches patience, reminding you that growth doesn't happen all at once. In this cyclical process, every return to familiar spiritual ground isn't a failure but an opportunity for deeper understanding. Like the waves of the ocean, which return again and again but never the same way, each cycle of awakening offers new perspectives. You might find that old issues resurface, but now you have the tools and wisdom to approach them differently. The key is to remain present and aware, knowing that every cycle adds layers of experience and growth. Think of it like rereading a favorite book. You always discover something new. There's also a kind of rhythm to it, an ebb and flow. Some days you might feel like you're sprinting toward enlightenment. Other days it feels like you're standing still. But that's okay because each moment has its purpose. A person might meditate for weeks without feeling much change, only to experience a sudden, profound shift later. Spiritual awakening isn't about reaching a finish line. It's about trusting the process, knowing that every step, even the small ones, leads to transformation. And as this cycle repeats, we begin to understand that each phase serves a unique purpose in our journey. Spiritual growth is much like the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly, a process of metamorphosis that demands shedding old skins before emerging renewed. Just as the caterpillar retreats into a cocoon, individuals on this path often go inward, taking time to reflect deeply on their beliefs, desires, and past experiences. This introspection can feel isolating, even uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Much like how the butterfly needs the darkness of its cocoon to fully transform, these quiet moments of reflection are essential for true spiritual metamorphosis. During this period, challenges arise that test your resilience and commitment to growth. Old patterns and beliefs resurface, pushing you to confront them head-on. It's not always easy. Many struggle with the discomfort of releasing what no longer serves them. But like the caterpillar's struggle to break free from its cocoon, this resistance is part of the process. Each obstacle is an invitation to grow stronger and more aligned with your true self. The key is to trust the process, knowing that the transformation happening inside will lead to clarity. And then, just like the butterfly that emerges with new wings, individuals undergoing spiritual metamorphosis come out of this phase with a renewed sense of purpose. The struggles they've faced give them a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. They are no longer crawling but flying, able to view life from a higher perspective. This newfound clarity isn't just a fleeting moment. It's a permanent shift that propels them forward with a sense of freedom and empowerment. And as they step into this new phase, they begin to notice that compassion and empathy naturally start to grow within them. With every new cycle of awakening, compassion doesn't just deepen. It expands, touching areas of your life you didn't expect. Think of it as a ripple effect. As your awareness grows, so does your capacity to feel empathy for others. What once seemed like someone else's problem now tugs at your heart. Whether it's a friend's personal struggles or global issues like poverty or climate change, you find yourself caring more. This isn't a burden, though. It's an opportunity to connect with others in a more genuine, loving way. And that kind of connection changes the world, starting with your corner of it. Authentic empathy requires that you open yourself up, not just to the easy parts of life, but to the pain and suffering of others. It's like tuning into a frequency you didn't even know existed before your awakening. You might find yourself reaching out to an old friend you've lost touch with, just because you sense they need it. Or you may feel drawn to volunteer for a cause that resonates with your heart. Compassion in this sense isn't passive, it's active, and it urges you to move from intention to action. The world starts to feel smaller and more connected as your empathy grows. What's truly remarkable is that this expansion of compassion doesn't just change your relationships with others, it transforms your relationship with yourself. You begin to soften towards your own flaws, treating yourself with the same kindness you've extended to others. This balance of self-compassion and empathy for others creates a harmony that feeds back into your spiritual growth. And as you move through each cycle of awakening, this broadened sense of care pushes you to rethink your core beliefs about what really matters in life. Spiritual awakening doesn't just shift how you see the world. It reshapes the very foundation of your beliefs. As you journey through these cycles, you begin to question long-held assumptions that once felt immovable. What you thought was true about yourself, your purpose, and the world around you starts to dissolve, making space for a deeper truth to emerge. This process of dismantling can feel unsettling, like standing on shaky ground, but it's a necessary part of growth. Much like clearing out clutter from an old house before a renovation, you're making room for something much more aligned with who you truly are. With each cycle of awakening, you learn to let go of limiting thought patterns that no longer serve you. Whether it's beliefs about your self-worth, what success looks like, or how love should be, these outdated ideas fall away as you evolve. This isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's a lived experience. You may notice subtle shifts, like how you no longer tolerate environments that drain your energy or how you've become more vocal about your boundaries. These changes are signs that your core beliefs are aligning with your deeper truth, and the more you embrace this, the more liberated you feel. What's fascinating is that as these old beliefs crumble, new, more empowering ones take their place. You start to see life from a different perspective, one that's grounded in possibility rather than limitation. This is where true transformation happens. You become less reactive, more intuitive, and deeply connected to your inner wisdom. It's a continual process of refining your beliefs, each cycle bringing you closer to the essence of who you are. And as this reshaping unfolds, your understanding of interconnectedness grows, revealing the profound impact your beliefs have not just on you, but on the world around you. 5. As your spiritual awakening deepens, so does your awareness of the interconnectedness of all things. You start to realize that your actions, no matter how small, send ripples throughout the world. It's a bit like realizing that you're part of an intricate web, where each thread is connected to another. For example, choosing to practice kindness to someone in your everyday life not only uplifts them but also has a cascading effect that influences how they interact with others. This growing awareness isn't just about feeling connected. It's about taking responsibility for the energy you bring into the world. This sense of interconnectedness naturally brings a heightened sense of responsibility. You start to see that your growth isn't just about you. It's about how your personal development contributes to the collective well-being. Your decisions, whether in relationships, work, or community, now carry a deeper weight. It's like the simple act of recycling. It may feel small, but when done collectively, it can have a massive impact. Similarly, your choice to heal, to be compassionate, or to stand up for what's right adds to the collective growth of humanity. You understand that the work you do on yourself reverberates through the lives of others. This shift in awareness and responsibility promotes both personal and collective transformation. The more you awaken to the interconnectedness of life, the more you realize that your spiritual journey is part of something bigger. You see that contributing to the greater good is not only fulfilling but essential. Whether it's through volunteering, mentoring others, or simply being more present in your everyday interactions, your choices help create a more compassionate and conscious world. And as you move deeper into this awareness, you'll likely encounter moments of profound challenge, often referred to as the dark night of the soul. 6. The dark night of the soul is a phase that often catches people off guard, yet it's an essential part of the spiritual awakening process. This is the moment when everything feels uncertain, heavy, and even isolating. It's like walking through a dense fog where the light seems distant. But here's the truth. The dark night isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. Just as a seed must push through the darkness of the soil to bloom, these difficult times are where the most profound transformation happens. It's here that you're stripped of everything superficial, leaving only what's essential. In these moments, you may find yourself questioning everything: your purpose, your relationships, even your core beliefs. This is uncomfortable, no doubt, but it's also where growth hides. When life feels like it's falling apart, what's actually happening is a breakdown of the old to make space for the new. People who go through this phase often emerge with a clarity they couldn't have imagined before. So, while the dark night of the soul feels like a deep, personal crisis, it's actually a spiritual cleanse that clears away the debris, making room for something greater to emerge. The key to navigating this dark period is grounding. Practices like meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature can help you maintain stability when everything feels chaotic. These practices keep you centered and remind you that the discomfort is temporary, a necessary step toward deeper understanding. It's also helpful to remember that you're not alone. Many have walked this path and come out the other side with renewed purpose and strength. And once this night passes, you'll find that you're not only transformed but also more grounded and stable in your spiritual journey. 7. As you move through the cycles of spiritual awakening, grounding becomes your anchor. Without it, the intensity of transformation can leave you feeling unbalanced or overwhelmed. Think of grounding practices as your way to connect with the earth while your spirit soars. Meditation, for example, is a powerful tool that can help you stay centered. Even a few minutes of deep, mindful breathing can work wonders in bringing you back to the present moment. Another simple yet effective grounding practice is spending time in nature. Walking barefoot on grass or sitting quietly by a tree helps you reconnect with the physical world, stabilizing your energy. Grounding is especially important when you're going through major shifts, such as during the dark night of the soul or when old beliefs are crumbling. It's easy to feel lost in these moments, but grounding practices serve as a reminder that you are still here, fully present, and connected to something larger. Many find it helpful to create a grounding ritual, whether it's morning meditation, journaling to reflect on your feelings, or practicing yoga. These rituals give structure and stability during phases of intense change, providing a safe space to process what's happening internally. The beauty of grounding is that it not only keeps you stable, but it also enhances your spiritual growth. The more rooted you are in the present, the more fully you can experience the transformations that come with awakening. Grounding allows you to embrace both the highs and lows of the journey without losing yourself in the process. It's like being a tree. Your branches may reach for the sky, but your roots keep you firmly planted. And as you deepen your connection with grounding practices, you realize that transformation is not just about moving upward. It's also about staying connected to your core. Now that you've glimpsed what happens after your spiritual awakening, the question is, will you embrace the changes or resist them? These strange experiences are your sign to step into a new phase of growth. What's holding you back from fully becoming the person you're meant to be? The power to transform lies in how you respond to these shifts. Ground yourself, trust your intuition, and let go of what no longer serves you. You've already made it this far. Now it's time to step fully into your new reality. Ready for more guidance on your journey? Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's continue this adventure together.